Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. So a few months ago I posted a video with my guide revealing all the XP secrets which I use to level, and along with that video I added an XP cheat sheet which showed the activities affected by the XP penalty and the ones which weren't affected by the XP penalty. So if we take a look at the ones which aren't affected by the penalty, there's one activity which I ranked even higher and more efficient than doing raids and gauntlets. So raids, obviously you guys know that they give 2 million XP for first clear, but the activity which I ranked even higher is special events. So these events can have rewards that say gain 1 level instantly, and these can be saved and claimed anytime before the expiry of the event. So we had such an event like this, which was the Crimson Plane event when the Blood Knight was introduced, which was basically kind of a reskin of the Fractured Plane. And this event had up to 6 levels that you could claim instantly from the rewards and level up regardless of your XP penalty. So another event which I mentioned, which is actually appearing a lot more readily, and you can actually control when it appears, is the Returners event. And the reason why I didn't focus so much on this event being a potential leveling strategy is because you actually need to be offline and not log into the game for a minimum of 2 weeks. I mean, what kind of Diablo Immortal content creator would I be if I'm actively telling my viewers, hey, stop playing the game, stop logging in, and this will be the fastest way for you to level? Well, funnily enough, I was wrong again, and this actually turns out to be the best leveling strategy, and if you want to be one of the first to reach a certain Paragon goal, then this is definitely the fastest way, and no other way in the game is going to beat this unless Blizzard changes it. At this point in the video, you'll probably be saying, Mao, stop the cap, stop talking out of your backside. How on earth could not logging in and not running endless circles in Realm of Damnation help me with my Paragon grind? Well, while on my Paragon 1000 grind, I was curious to see how other players were doing on their grind, so I checked the Diablo Immortal Reddit, and it turns out there's an unnamed player who actually reached Paragon 1000 a full week before all the grinders did. And naturally I was curious to see the kind of strategy they used to reach it, and lo and behold, what I saw in the post were 2 screenshots with the message "Thank you for the welcome back gift," and the second screenshot clearly shows the Returners event. So you already know what I had to do next was take a look at the comments section, and I'll share a few of the comments in this video. The first comment that caught my eye says, I imagine them doing something like this, and it has a funny automated swinging bird animation to go along with it. So this comment actually made me burst out laughing, because I had one of these toys as a kid, and usually what you'd do is you'd place them so that they appear to drink like water from a cup, but in this image it seems like it's been repurposed to press certain keys on the keyboard, so probably automating your gameplay. The second comment, which shares the same sentiment, reads, "Congratulations to your spoon." So it seems like a few people in the comments are actually calling out this player for some kind of automated farming. I'm not sure if these comments are serious or just having a laugh, but personally I don't think this player did any kind of exploit or automated farming, and I'll be going through the Returners event later in the video to explain exactly why. So moving on, the third comment reads, "Wow, so many sour grape people, congrats OP." I saw a few of these type of comments even though they weren't the majority, but some people wanted to congratulate this player, and I do kind of agree with these comments because the Returners event isn't really a bug or a glitch and it was purposely added by Blizzard, so any player that reaches the world first using a valid intended strategy does deserve congratulations, and I want to extend my congratulations to this player. The final comment I want to take a look at is the one that had the most upvotes, and it says, I can tell that most of the comments didn't see the second picture. OP has the Return to Sanctuary buff. Part of it includes a daily login bonus of 1 complete Paragon level that you can claim anytime during the buff. You can accumulate up to 14 levels, but I'm not sure of the exact amount. So from what I could see, this is the only comment that the original poster replied to, and it seems like some kind of hushing emoji, which probably is meant as a joke, but it could also mean that he wants this strategy to be kept as a bit of a secret. Well, if this is the case, then I want to apologize in advance because I'll be taking a look through the exact rewards that the Returners event gives, as well as giving my overall feedback. So first of all, I just want to say that I'm a big believer and enjoyer of grinding to level up and obtaining loot, and that's the whole reason why I fell in love with Diablo in the first place. You kill the demon and you get your loot and you get your XP. So I'm by no means going to tell people to use this strategy, but please watch the rest of the video and make your own choice and weigh out the pros and cons and see if it's worth for you. As you can see right now, I'm on my Necro, which I haven't logged into for a while, so I have the Returners event available, and you can see it just on the left under the codex. So I believe this event will appear every time you take a 2-week break, where you're completely offline from the game and you don't log in. And I'm not sure if this event can appear multiple times for the same character, but I would assume so. Let's open up and take a look at all the tabs. So the first tab is the login bonus. So you get a legendary every day, and if you log in it for at least 5 out of the 7 days where this event runs, you get a 2-star gem. And you also get these 4 bonuses on the right. The first is a buff that will give you 1500 XP penalty boost while below the server Paragon level. The second will give you and everyone in your party a free chest, which drops a few items at the end of every completed dungeon, Elder Rift, or raid. And a few of you might have seen this one. You play with the returning players and wonder what this chest is. It's from this event. The last bonus is a damage, crit, attack speed, and movement speed buff. And it also gives you an invulnerability buff. If you die, you get like some sort of cheat death, which can happen once every 180 seconds. And I don't think this applies in PvP, but it would be broken if it did. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And the last and probably most broken bonus, in my opinion, and you probably have seen it in the thumbnail, is the daily bonus level up. So this gives you 2 instant levels, and you have 7 of them to redeem, and you can redeem them all at once regardless of your penalty. So currently I'm at level 302, and I'll press this button now to see what happens. So as you can see, I've leveled up twice, and if I go back to the event, my current claims has been reduced from 7 to 6, but I can still claim the button again for another 2 levels if I wanted to. So let's say I was pushing for Paragon 1k. Ideally, because these bonus levels aren't affected by the XP penalty, I would want to save these levels and use them to skip the last 14 levels of the grind. This means I'd need to reach level 986. The player from the Reddit post reached when the server Paragon level was 970, so let's say he got to 986. That would be 16 levels above the server Paragon, which is a 5% penalty. But remember, from my tips, you can also use raids, gauntlet, and all the other XP bonuses which this event gives, which I'll get to. This means that you wouldn't need to grind all that hard before redeeming all these bonuses. Probably, I would guess, somewhere between 10 and 20% XP penalty. This is why I think accusations of cheating from the comments in the Reddit are kind of unjust, and honestly, I'm not really surprised that the player chose to withhold their name from the post. I won't go too far into the maths in this video, but depending on what exactly you have saved, it might even be possible to reach 40 levels above the server Paragon. This is a full month before the average player who follows the server Paragon would reach 1k, which to me feels pretty bonkers. The second tab is the Tasks tab, which has daily tasks. Here you can see that the time remaining on the event is 26 days and 2 hours, so even though the tasks and bonuses unlock over the first 7 days, the event will last for a whole month, which means you can actually delay claiming the rewards to the point where you want to claim them within that month. It also means that after the month is up, you could theoretically go for another 2-week vacation from the game, and you'd probably get the event again. Every task seems pretty simple to complete, and you can do them as you go along, or you could wait for all of them to unlock over the 7 days and then complete them all. So as you can see, I've unlocked the first 2 days because this is the second day I've logged in on this character. The rewards for the tasks are XP, which is likely reduced by the XP penalty, battle points, and scraps. If you go through all the days which you haven't unlocked yet, you can actually see the total number of rewards for each day. So as an example here, day 3, I have 1.2 million XP, 108 battle points, and 540 scraps. These rewards will be divided among tasks when you log in on the 3rd day, and you'll be able to see them. In the top right, you can see the XP bonus, which I've mentioned in the previous login tab, and this gives a 1500% XP penalty bonus. And right now, I'm at roughly 300 Paragon, so I would assume that all the way up until 980 Paragon, I'll have this 1500 bonus. Moving on to the third tab, it's the Returner's Path tab. So this tab just seems like a mini Prodigy's Path, and like Prodigy's Path, the things on the left are free to unlock as you level up, and you've got dust and scraps here, and the rewards on the right you have to pay for, and it costs 320 orbs, and for that you get keys for the Sanctum, 1-star gems, rare and legendary crests, and finally you get a 2-star gem. So I guess the low entry price is supposed to entice returners to start spending again. And I do like the free rewards because, in my opinion, most of the returners or new players that I've talked to struggle most with having materials to upgrade ranks on their gear rather than the actual leveling. The final tab is the What's New tab, which isn't really that interesting unless you're an actual returner. And it shows all the new features which have been added to the game recently, which returners might not be aware of. So overall, I do really appreciate that Blizzard has added this kind of event for returner players, and they can easily catch up. The only thing which seems kind of broken to me is the 14 free level ups. Everything else is fine. It just seems like a really cheap way to level up on top of all the other XP rewards and bonuses that this event gives. And if used at the right time, it could also be used to bypass multiple levels of 1% penalty and put players way ahead of others, which I'm not sure is the intended use that Blizzard had in mind. I'm by no means the biggest grinder in this game, but I could see a lot of hardcore grinders getting upset at this type of mechanic, especially if people abuse it. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, but I don't think the biggest pain point for returners is catching up on levels. Instead, I think Blizzard should focus on systems like Sanctum, normal gems, secondary stats, and Heliquary levels. So I think these four systems definitely need some kind of catch-up mechanic. It's much harder for returners to catch up on these systems if they've been away from the game for a while. Heliquary level is especially difficult because if I was a returner, when I likely come back to the game, I won't have a warband, and I probably won't be able to run the higher level raids. And the demonic remains that you get from killing raid bosses is directly correlated to the amount of slag you get, which allows you to upgrade the Heliquary. So as you can see here, I have a low level demonic remain, and if I were to salvage it, I'd only get 1 slag, whereas if I selected one of the more higher level remains, which will drop from a higher difficulty boss, I get a lot more slag, which will allow me to upgrade much faster. It would also be nice if this event were to give normal gems, not just legendary gems, because I think that the secondary stats for returner players on average won't be the highest, and compared to active players is actually pretty hard to catch up on. As well as this, Sanctum also is really hard to catch up on because the number of chests you can open every day is limited. So even if you have unlimited platinum, which a returner won't, it will still be very difficult for them to catch up to more active players. I do think Blizzard will slowly move in this direction as the game ages, and they'll allow returner players to catch up more easily. With the last updates, they've added a catch-up mechanics to the warband table, which we didn't have before. So it means that people who are underleveled on the table will receive more attributes per upgrade compared to people who are way ahead of them, which in my opinion is a good change. Anyway, this video is dragging on a bit, so I just want to sum up my thoughts. As I said, I'm a big believer in having to work to grind your way up, and even though it's a positive for the mobile game to have a catch-up mechanic to draw in new players, it's still an ARPG at the end of the day, so grinding and slaying demons should always be the best way to level up, rather than just clicking a claim button. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm sure there's going to be a few differing opinions, and I welcome the debate. The last thing I want to acknowledge is that my channel seems to be growing a lot faster recently, so I just want to welcome all the new viewers and subscribers. We're almost at 1,000 subs, which is, funnily enough, almost matching my Paragon level in game. I've also had some lovely comments from people PMing me in game and saying that they've watched my content, and I'm extremely grateful for YouTube to give me a platform to connect with players from all over the world. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.